it has begun in terms of the limiting on certain items here in the United States, and this is something that people should pay very close attention to. I have been repeatedly telling you week after week that the records are getting shattered at the ports on the West Coast. Items are being left sitting out there in the water on the docks by design. We are getting choked off right in front of your face by the regime controlling things. Now, we have companies here in this country saying that they're limiting people buying certain items. You're talking your toilet papers, waters, other key items that people are going to need. And there was no big announcement, like the beginning of this whole thing back in 2020 when it went into motion. It's just people, all in all, starting to see that we're heading into winter and wanting to get those supplies, and they're seeing that the supplies are now thin. Now that there's some chaos starting to kick up, the companies are now limiting the items. So, I don't know what to say when we've been screaming to get ready for all this time. All the people that are going to go out there and find empty shelves. Hey, we told you over and over and over again to get your stuff in order. So now, it's going to be a mad dash to see if certain supplies can be found by people. Now, that's just in talking about supplies. They're telling people in the UK and in the US to stop panic buying, but that's not going to stop everybody from panic buying. Now, when they turn around and see that the meat prices are going through the roof, they're going to remain there. The beef down 7.7% from last year. Poultry down 20%. Pork down 44% from last year. And do not forget that one of the biggest, if not the biggest, pork production places in the United States is controlled by China. So, I'm going to break this down further on what this means. This is not good. You better alert your friends and family to start making moves ASAP and start getting stocked up for this winter ASAP. And they're already telegraphing once again those words that Biden was using, dark winter. Going to break this down further on the next live stream. Make sure to join me. Going live tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, only on DLive.
All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and unto the elders, the great millstone, GMS, who taught me this truth, and honors to all the Akim out there that's pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith, and to Wadi Yahawah, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, for allowing me to come back with another lesson. And yeah, man, you just saw that, you brother saw that video, Dabu 7, them food shortages, man. I saw this, on the brother's live, the elder that's in Sacramento, on his live, and I just decided, to make a video on it. And the first thing that came to my mind was, when we see things like this, when we see these things, happening here in Babylon, here around the world, we see these things, and these are signs of the end times. These are the signs of the end. Okay, these are the signs of what? Perilous times. So let's go there. This is the book of 2 Timothy 3:1, and it says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." And that's right. And this was Paul warning about these times to come. Stressful, perilous times that are going to come. All right. And we're entering into these times. Now let's look up this word perilous. It says,
Strong's G 5467. Chalipas.
and it says hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. And that's the time we're going to enter into, savage times. All right. Now let's look up here. Perilous.
Here's the definition of perilous: full of danger or risk.
That's right. These times that we're coming into is going to be full of danger, risk. danger of what? People breaking into your house because of food shortages. All right, risk of you starving to death, your family starving to death. All right, your children, your kids starving to death. Yourselves. These people out here, uh, you know, they're gonna be very, especially our people, the wicked of our people, man, and all these people, man. To the heathen, to you Edomites, because these people, they're so used to going into the store and always being able to get the things that they get all the time, but there's going to come a time where you're not going to be able to get those things that you used to, all right, every single time. There's going to come a time where all that's not going to be available, and then that's when these people are going to lose it. That's when these people are going to get crazy, all right. And that's where this word perilous comes to, because we're coming into these times where people, it's just going to be full of danger and risk for all these people out here, man. But it says full of danger or risk, dangerous, hazardous, risky, unsafe, treacherous, uncertain, all right, at risk, difficult. See, problematic, all right, presenting a problem or difficulty. See, yeah, and then most of you people, you're gonna be exposed out here, man. All right, because the scriptures talk about how what, your house is gonna be spoiled, so you're gonna be you're not gonna be covered, you're not gonna be hidden, man. You're just gonna be completely, as it says, visible. All right, you're gonna be as a brother would say, used and abused out here, man. Okay. So matter of fact, let's go here. Lord willing, there's no ads on this thing. Sometimes there's something stupid always going on this thing. All right, it's not too bad. All right, so let's go here. The book of 2 Ezra 15. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." And that's right, and that's what we do. The Most High, he puts the Spirit on us, to speak in the ears of our people, his people. All right, all these people, because we're a prophet to the nations as well. To speak the words of prophecy, and that's what he puts in our mouth. And this is prophecy, all right, famines, all right, because that's what the Most High said he was going to bring. When you go to Matthew 24, Matthew 13, okay, or Matthew 24, Mark 13, forgive me, and it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee." And that's right. And, at this point, you still have scoffers too. It's not going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Well, it's happening right now, man. But they're still going to be so proud and still scoffing to the point where, instead of them scoffing, they're going to be crying, man. Because they didn't believe. And your lack of unbelief, or if you don't believe at all, you don't think anything that we say is going to happen, well, that's fine, man, because when this comes to pass, like the scripture saying, Ezekiel 33 and 33, when this comes to pass, Lord will come, then shall they know that a prophet was among them. So then you're going to know. Then that's when you're going to consider. And then that's when you're going to try to get right, but this is going to be too late. Okay? And this is for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, and that's what's going to happen in these last days. All the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All right? And it says, "Behold, saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." And that's what's coming to this place. Sword, famine, all right, which is going to lead to death. And then the ending to this place, Babylon, is going to be utter destruction. Okay. And why are these things happening? Well, let's read on. It says, "For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled." And that's right, because the wickedness has been rampant in the earth, man. And the Most High, he doesn't approve of wickedness, okay? Let's go to the book of Genesis. Genesis 6 and 5, and it says, and the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually, and that's right. And that's what happens in this world, especially here in Babylon. Everybody's imaginations, their thoughts, their ideas, the things that they want to do, the things that they desire to have, or their lusts, it's all wicked, man. And it said, and this was in the days of Noah. Now the scriptures say, just as it was in the days of Noah, so shall also be in the days of the Son of Man. So the same things that was happening in the days of Noah, same things are going to be happening in the days when our Lord YAHAWASHI returns. And we living in these times right now, where wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and wickedness is great in the earth. All right, especially in the times we live in, wickedness is still at a all-time high level, man. And the Most High, the Lord Spirit on, it says, and it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created. Salaki, brothers. Give me 1 second. Salaki, brothers. Let me just continue. It says, verse 7, it says, and the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I had made them. You see? So the Most High, just as he destroyed them who were in the days of Noah, he's going to destroy the people that are in today's times, with a much more greater destruction, man, because of the wickedness that has been, committed here. That's why all these things are coming to pass, man. And these are the things in which our Lord, said that were going to come, When Peter, James, John, and Andrew asked him and said, when shall these things be? And what shall be the signs of thy coming and the ends of the world? Let's read it. This is Mark 13:3, and it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives over against the temple, Peter, James, and John, and Andrew asked him privately, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled? And that's right. So what are going to be the signs, of the coming? Because when you go to, let's go to Matthew 24 real fast. Because it says right here, Matthew 24, and let me start at 3. And it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? So when are these prophecies going to come to pass? So lock your brothers. And it says, and the disciples came up to him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? So what's going to be the signs? The apostles asked him, the disciples asked our Lord, what are going to be the signs when you return? What do we have to look for so that we know when you're coming, when you're about to make your great and glorious return? And it says, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And YAHAWASHI answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. And we're hearing these things as we speak, and see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Because the Most High, at that point, he's just getting it started. He just warming up the car, And it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And that's right. And these are the things of which are going to come upon the earth. And it says, all these are the beginnings, or the beginning of sorrow. So all that is just the beginning. Because it's just going to get much worse, much more worse and worse. Okay? So let's go back here, 2nd Ezra 15 and 7. And it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. And that's right. And these people commit all types of wickedness, man. All right. And it said, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cry unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And we are those souls that complain, man. All right, that's why we go out to the highways. That's where you make our lessons, man. Because we're tired of seeing these things that are happening in the earth, man. We cry into our power, man. To destroy this place, man. To destroy all them that dwell in here as well. For all the wickedness which is being committed. And it says, and therefore thus saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto them all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof. And that's right. And when you read the book of Exodus, the 7th chapter, and you keep on reading, all the way up to about the 15th verse, by that time, Israel's already out of Egypt, and Pharaoh's armies were, washed up on shore. And then when you read that, when you read it, you can picture in your mind the devastation which Yahweh, brought upon that land. The deaths, the plagues, the famine, all those things, and those same things the Most High is gonna bring to this place, man, and it's gonna be much, much more worse. Why? Because how do you know that? When you go to the book of Daniel 12:1. And it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince will stand for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. See? And that's the time we're coming into, man. A time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, man. All right, so the things that are going to occur, man, these people they've never witnessed it nor have heard of it, man. Because these people, they might go into history, and sometimes they might go into history sometimes, and they hear about, civilizations that, got messed up by either, natural disasters, famines, pestilences, whatever the case may be. Well, the things that happened before, the things that happened of old is not going to compare to the things that are going to happen on this side. On this time, the times we live in it, But let me read on, and it says, let me read 12. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High Yahweh shall bring upon it. And it says, and they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell, and with the fearful consolation. That's right, because all these crops, all these places which food is made, is not going to be, it's not going to prosper. The Most High talks about what, how He maketh the land. What's that? Psalms. Let me see where it's at. There it is. Psalms 107 and 33. He turneth rivers into a wilderness, and the water springs and the water springs into dry land, a fruitful land into barrenness, for the wickedness of them that dwell therein. And that's right. So the Most High, he's gonna have this all come to pass, man. None of these things are gonna fail, man. Isaiah 55 and 11, man. For my word, so shall my word that goeth out shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper whereunto I sent it. Roughly paraphrasing. So all these things are gonna happen, man. Whether these people, believe it or not, or want it to happen or not. Because the counsel of the Most High, that is what's going to stand. All right, and He's gonna do all His pleasure, and His pleasure is to bring pain upon the earth, man, for all the wickedness and for all the wickedness of them that dwell therein. All right, and it says, and they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell, and with a fearful consolation. That's right. So all these fields of crops, food, all that's gonna be done away with, man. The Most High is just gonna cause it to be barren. You know, and when a woman's barren, that means they can't bring forth seed, they can't bring forth child, they can't conceive. And the Most High is going to have it to where the land is going to be barren. It's not going to be able to conceive. It's not going to be able to prosper and bring forth, you know, fruit or vegetables or whatever the case may be. You know, tomatoes, potatoes, anything, man. All that's going to be on delay. Okay, and it says, "Woe unto them that dwell." So like, woe to the world and to them, and them that dwell therein, for their sword and the destruction draws nigh. And that's right. So their destruction, the sword, it's very near. And one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. And that's right. That's going to represent what? The race wars. You know, people rising against the, the government, all that, man. You know. And it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard the kings nor princes. And the course of the action shall stand in their power. And man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to." And that's right, because there's going to be martial law, man. There's going to be all. Look at the times that we're coming into, man. It's going to be very, as the scriptures say, perilous. All right, full of danger, risk, savage, fierce. All right. And it says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and Salaki, and the men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and the great tribulation." That's the times that we're coming into. The times where it's going to be lack of food, lack of water, man. All right. And that's going to bring what? Great tribulation, great trouble. All right. You know, so just a little lesson I wanted to go into. You know, I just saw that video. I saw the elder, going, going over, the things that happened in this world. And there's a lot going on, brothers, and when we see these things, these are the signs of the end, and there's beautiful times, so with that, brothers, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end off there through the Spirit. I pray and I hope that this lesson was edifying, exhorting, and comforting. As always, I'd like to start off by giving all praises unto Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. GMS who taught me this truth. Honors to all the Akim out there that's pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith. And until the next time I say, brothers, Shalom.